Welcome everyone, my name is Shan Otare and this is my first YouTube video. I'm super excited to start the channel with you folks and really just take you on a ride that basically has been my life and how I've been helping people over the last 12 years to elevate theirs. So many different ways to approach life. So I'm super happy to have you here to share with me a lot of my knowledge. Down in the comments, you can comment below some of your thoughts and ask me questions on things that you really, want to know more about. And this is really just an open community. I call it the Ghetto to Global community. If you follow me on Instagram, Shan Otare, that's ShanOtare, you will see in my IGTV section that there is a series of 5 days where I talked about Ghetto to Global and what it is, all right? And really just the quick and dirty of it, ghetto is, mindset. All of it has to do with mindset, right? So ghetto is a small mindset, limited, I can't do this, things are hard, versus the global mindset, which is abundance, openness, things are easy for me, the world is working for me rather than things are happening to me. So I go through a whole series on how it starts with you, to your family, to the community, to the world, and how it just really expands. And I'm super excited to invite you to this movement that I'm starting through this Ghetto to Global mindset theory, basically, that I have. I've written a book about that touches on it called Evicted at 8. That's going to be coming out shortly. So I hope you folks will take a look at that. And I've also just been kind of around. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a mom, first of all. I'm a damn teen mom. Well, yes, I'm 41 now, but I started off as a teen mom. My husband and I, well, he's my husband now. He wasn't my husband then. We had twins at 15 and 17 fucking years old, guys, okay? Who does that, right? But we didn't learn our lesson because by the time we were 19 and 21, meaning in the next 5 years, we had 2 more. We have 4 daughters altogether. We landed ourselves living in the actual ghetto, hence the ghetto to global movement. We lived in Section 8 public housing for 12 years. It was just how we started. When I left home at 18 and he left home at 16, actually, we just started our own life and we fucking had to figure shit out. And through the figuring out of all the shit that was happening in our lives, it really built this really strong foundation of what to do, what not to do, right? And mistakes that we actually continue to make today because guess what? We are humans, all right? And I'm so excited to really share not only the story with you, but what we've learned, right? We had been poor for so long. We had struggled for so long. Statistically, we shouldn't have been together. We shouldn't have had kids who are, minutely successful. We shouldn't have been successful. The statistics are stacked against us. And because of that, we fought even harder. Now, in that fight, we learned so many things, and all those things that we were able to gather from that now allows me to teach people how to do that. I coach people one-on-one, but I also have a course that's going to be coming out in 2021 where you can actually go ahead and take and follow the steps that really help you to gain the knowledge that you're going to need and really the skill sets and the know-how to really push through the things that you're going to need to in life. Because I'll tell you right now, it's not learning so much about how to do something. It's learning about who you are, stripping away things and really kind of getting vulnerable with yourself, which is somewhat scary. But if you're thinking about vulnerability to the world versus vulnerability with yourself, I mean, I would rather be vulnerable with myself than I would with the world, right? So we'll just leave that there. And I coach people to do that so that they can elevate their lives, right? Whether it's in business, whether it is in real estate, whether it's in just being a better parent, whether it's being a better husband or wife, or just a better person in the relationships that they have. Very important to know yourself there, and I've gotten very good at teaching people about that. I really want to have the YouTube channel be a place where you can come to every single week, not only get inspired, but get motivated, but also have actionable steps, not be like, oh, that's so great, and then fucking can't do anything with it, right? I want to be able to be like, hey, when you leave, go do this, right? It might even be something very small, but it's an action that you can take, because here's the thing, if you don't take any actions, okay, nothing's gonna happen, all right? So make sure you hit that subscribe button below, as well as clicking on that notification bell. Alrighty, fam, let's jump into talking about the vision board. It is the end of 2020, one of the shit shows of the century, all right? And we're only 20 years into it. It was just a year that will be talked about, I'm sure, for many years to come. So many things learned. I don't need to do the recap because you know what? You're hearing it all over the place at this point in time right now. What I want to talk with you folks about today is vision boards, right? What are they? Why are they important? And how do they help? And do they even work? All right, so let me first tell you what a vision board is, all right? So vision board, first of all, is just a visual picture, right? Whether it's a poster, whether it's a screenshot on your phone, it's a visual picture of what you want in your life. A board that just kind of encompasses what you want your life to look like, whether it's what you want to have, what you want to look like, what you want to feel like, who you want to have in your life, right? All the different things that you envision in this perfect life of yours, right? I want to teach you folks in the Ghetto to Global movement that your best life doesn't fucking need air quotations anymore, all right? Your best life just actually is. That is why it's important to follow me and really get into the Ghetto to Global mentality, because what it's gonna do is it's gonna strip away at all these shoulds and can'ts and won'ts, right? And really help you to see a better way. Well, I don't wanna say better way because I know there's many alternative ways, but an alternative way to thinking and approaching life. And the first thing that I can attest to that has been super helpful to me is vision boards, all right? I'm gonna share with you my vision board that I did back in May of 2010, 10 years ago, guys. Let's bring it out. Hopefully you guys can see this. Hopefully these, okay, here's a vision board. All right, and you'll see here, it's right there. You see the date, 5/2010. Shan Otare, Shannon Penna Otare, that's my husband. So let me show you some of the things that are on our vision board, all right? So up here, I really wanted to have balance. I really felt like that was important. I had a lot of travel on here, so maybe you'll see I had the airport. I used to work for the airline, and so I just did airport codes. So I had FCO, which is Rome, CDG, which is Paris. I had PPT, which is Tahiti, Papeete. I had SFO, which is San Francisco. Pictures of all these places, Santorini, Greece, Paris, all those things. Mini Cooper, I don't know why. It still is one of my dream cars. I think a few years prior to that, I gotta see when it was. Italian Job had come out, so I loved all the Mini Coopers. Then I had a picture of my girls here, my 4 daughters at that point 10 years ago. 4 houses, and in my head I was like, that's a house per kid, right? My goal is to have 4 houses, right? Another one that my husband put in here was World Series of Poker. He wanted to compete in that. Clean energy. He has a lot of ideas on how to bring clean energy. He wanted to open some businesses in clean energy. A big one for me here, Ironman, which is the World Championships here in Hawaii. And it is a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, and a 26.2 regular length marathon, all in one day. You got 17 hours to finish it, and it happens just like down the street from my house every single year. It's a huge thing. It's been one of my dreams to compete in it one day. I ran a marathon, and that was like my first thing to say, if you can do that, even though I was like in a wheelchair the next day, if you can complete the marathon, you can do the Ironman. You know, I just want to kind of go over a few of the things on this that actually happened. That is the part that I think is important, right? This is 10 years old, right? So even one house in 10 years, guys, that's a big deal, right? So let's just start on the top here. Our goal back there, and I even had years. I had 2015 house 1, 2015 house 2, 2019 house 3, and 2020. I don't know if you can see the dates on that. House number 4. Well, we bought our very first house in 2011. Paid that off in 4 years, so in 2015. In 2015 till today, 2020, we've purchased, ready? I think I said it already, but we've purchased 10 more homes, all right? Some of them which we have rehabbed and we have sold off on the market, and some of them we have rehabbed and we have kept as rental properties. Remember earlier, one of our new goals that came after this vision board was to retire early, right? Just to bring you up to speed on the retirement thing. last year, 2019, at the age of 38, we retired my husband from his job at the hotel. This year, 2020, in August, so just a few months ago, I retired myself from the job that I was doing. And guys, I would love to see in the comments a new word for retirement, because our asses are 41 and 39. We essentially should not be retired, if you will, right? And what we mean, we're not saying that we're sleeping around doing nothing, or like just kind of like really living this relaxed life. What it means is if we don't want to work, we don't have to. But we're still young, we're still creative, we still have so many things that we want to do. I want to write books, my husband wants to do businesses, I want to do businesses, I want to help people. There's so many things that are spewing out of us, but now it's because we have this space to do so, because we created the life. So what was a goal of 4 houses ended up being freaking 10. So yeah, congratulations, Shan Otare, good job there on that. Let me see what else. Travel. Okay, this is the crazy part. We went to all of these places and then some. I just looked it up. We went to, of course, Paris, we went to the Netherlands, to Rome, not Rome, Italy. We went to a bunch of cities in Italy. We went to Greece, we went to Turkey, we went to Mexico, we went to Tahiti, of course. And by the way, that's where my husband's from, so I don't feel like that counts, because like that's just going home in a way, right? Went to Tahiti. We've been to like 25 of the 50 states, so we became well traveled. So all of this happened. The balance really happened for me, I would say, this year. So that took almost 10 years for it to happen, and it's been a really big theme for me for this year. Not just the self-care thing, it's really like saying no to so many things. And it started with just my job, right? I just had to say no. Like I had to stop doing that because I didn't realize how much it was tearing away at my soul. You know, like it wasn't a bad job, I was doing it, but it was just like a constant rapid fire from morning when I woke up to when I went to sleep. It was always a ton of people contact me, and I was just so accessible that I really kind of had to shut that shit show down, right? But it has been super liberating and very much of a study in myself and what makes me happy, to be able to now help people find that for themselves, because what makes me happy may not make you happy. And that's why this vision board is so important, because we want to help you to get to where that is. And so on this side of the page, like I still want to do Iron Man, right? And here's the thing, one cool thing that I will show you that I've done now, because that's the vision board that I had 10 years ago. What I've done now in 2020, bringing it tech, I got my vision board onto my phone, and you can't see it because it's not on. There it is. It's on my screen. I don't know how much you can see because of that light. Let's try and get into focus here. Ah, there it is. Why do I do this? Why does anyone do a vision board, guys? It's a reminder. And if you at all believe in any type of intuitive manifestation, the universe is working for me, and what I might call the universe, you might call God, right? You might call a higher power. There's so many different words for it. So you call it what you like. I'm just going to call it universe for this example. But if you believe and you can trust in this higher power and know that it's working for you, you can draw things into your life. And that is what this vision board helps you to do. By constantly looking at it, constantly seeing it, things just show up kind of out of nowhere, and you just have to trust that it is part of you drawing that in. Now, when it comes in, a very big thing that you need to do is say thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, right? Thank you so much to the universe, to God, to, you know, again, the higher power. That's important to you because you're asking for it and it's being given, right? And so you need to say thank you for it. So very important to have that attitude of gratitude. That is a rhyme that I will always use, as cheesy as it is. You gotta be gracious, guys. You have to be thankful for these things, because when you are in a state of gratitude, you can't ever be angry. You can't ever be mad. It's one of those states where you can't have two feelings at once. You're just gracious. You just have gratitude. So there's that. Why you want to have a vision board, all right? Why you want to have a vision board, especially if you haven't done one before, guys, especially with this tech edition of like just getting it on your phone, you can do it in Canva. In fact, I'm going to drop a link below that just shows you a quick and dirty. It's from an Instagram story on how to get that. It's from Manifestation Babe. If you haven't seen her or follow her, she's awesome. You got to check her stuff out on Instagram. She's great at manifestation talks and courses. I've done a lot of her stuff. So really good stuff. But she has a really great story, which you'll see linked below, that will show you how to do that on your phone. Because how many times a day are we looking at our damn phones, right? So many. Why not be looking at your dream board so that you can draw that shit in faster, right? 2021, we gotta make it the year. We all got the same damn 24 hours in a day. That's what I always remember. When I see those high achievers, when I see the lazy asses, and when I see all the in-betweens, I remember that we are all gifted the same 24 hours. And that's why it's important to decide what we're going to do with it. But when we are in such a robotic mode of getting up and doing the routine and all the things that we have to do in order for us and our families to survive, we start to lose who we are. Taking a moment to sit on a weekend, a Saturday or a Sunday, or whatever your day off is, to just dedicate to say, you know what, I'm going to think about what I want. I'm going to put it onto a vision board, right? And I don't know if you noticed also, this is laminated. When this was done, I was like, I put all the work into this. I'm going to make sure it's saved, which is why it's kept so well over the last 10 years. It is the first step in that propulsion to really move you forward to where you want to be. You feel stuck in a rut about where you are? Well, what are you doing about it? Are you complaining about it? Are you scrolling through the socials and seeing what everyone else is doing and being like, oh, she's so lucky, or oh, wow, he's so cute, and whatever, just admiring everybody else's life? Stop and think about one thing in your life that other people admire, right? I'm a very patient mom with my children. That's not Shan speaking. That's just me giving an example, right? That is not me. You will see that in my book. But what I'm saying is, like, you can say to yourself, you know, like, an admirable characteristic about me is I'm very patient with my kids. In fact, I follow a family called the Bucket List Family, and you know them probably from YouTube. They are one of my Sunday regulars. I was watching them, and it's basically a husband and wife. At that point, it was just their 2 kids, and then they ended up having a third. But my husband told me, he was like, you hate kids. Why the hell are you watching a family who is always talking about their kids, you know, who shows their kids? And of course, they're traveling, so that's the cool part. We really resonated with travel, but it was the kids. And I'll tell you this right now, how patient they are with their kids is really what made me watch. I've been to a lot of the places that they went to in the world. So like, I'm not like, yes, it is really cool to see the places that they go. They do some freaking cool things. That is for show, all right? But what I'm saying is, what I tune in for is their interaction with their kids. Because I was not like that. I was not like that at all. Like, at all. Legit, at all. And because of that, now that I look back, I can forgive myself, because I realized where I was. We were 17 and 15 having twins. So like, we were just in a freaking dumpster fire. That's where we were, right? So our behavior kind of matched that. But now looking back, hindsight 2020, right? The clearest we can see, I can forgive myself for that. Like, cause at that point I was only doing the best with what I knew, right? And what I knew from growing up with my parents and what they were kind of messing up at as well. And so I watched them because I just thought it was such an exemplary way that they interact with their kids. And I know there's a lot of parents who are like that. I just wasn't. So I admire that. So that comes back to my example. What is one of the characteristics that you feel is admirable about yourself that people could look up to you? Even if no one knows this, as long as you feel confident and good about that, that is good. That's all you need to take. These vision boards, and this kind of comes back to why I started talking about choosing a characteristic about yourself, if it's even hard to think about what you want on your vision board. It is important that you know who you are. And I'm going to tell you, for some people, they don't even know. I have a whole other video, actually probably a series, talking about what it means to be a good mom. Oh my God, I have such a different viewpoint than the world sees right now. You guys are gonna wanna tune in for that one. But what I'm saying is, put down what you think you should be putting down. Put down what you wanna put down. And eventually you can slowly peel back in all these things and be like, a year later, and look at it and be like, you know what, I don't think I like that anymore. And that's okay. You can like something and then not like it down the road. That is fine. We are humans, we evolve, we change. So to wrap up why vision boards are so important to, you know, our forward movement in life, what they serve as is just a visual representation of what we want to have. And when we start to have these things in our life, we can look back at our vision board and be like, damn, I said I wanted that. And look, I got it now. So if I said I wanted it, and now I got it, What if I just updated it, right? And put something else that I want out there? What this does is it builds these new layers of confidence in you, confidence in yourself, that what you say to yourself that you're gonna do, you actually freaking do. That's the important part. You want to make sure that if you can trust yourself, that other people can trust you. And if you can trust yourself that things will happen, and then you prove to yourself that it can happen, what's next? You don't stop. You keep going. And by doing that, everyone around you starts to rise up the same. When I did it, my husband did it, my kids rose up, the people around us rose up. And it just became a habit to where it's kind of to the point where, like, whenever I just talk to people and just every situation, I don't even try anymore. I somehow am able to elevate them in this conversation. It's kind of weird. Like, someone at the grocery store, I can have a crazy conversation with them and be like, hey, have you ever thought about this? And they'll be like, okay, stranger, I don't know you, but that's pretty brilliant. I'm like, my name is Shan. Check out my YouTube channel, right? No, I haven't done that. This is my first video. We already talked about that. Anyways, but that's what I'm saying. It has become so second nature for me that it really has been this life's work that I have, this fulfilling work that I have to be able to help people and to be good at it and for them to get the results that they're looking for. How awesome is that? So I really encourage you to start your vision board. One thing I want to ask you folks for help with is a new word. Remember I just said my husband and I were retired? Well, I just feel a little weird saying that word retired. I feel like people get mad at us because, you know, we're so young and we're retired. So I'm trying to figure out a new word. I want to run some kind of giveaway, but like, I haven't thought about it yet, but I really want a new, really kind of innovative word that says, you know, like, I'm settled. I don't need to do anything, but I do things because I want to do them. Like that aura. So if you have an idea, drop it in the comments, guys, or send me an email or message me on Instagram, like whatever you got to do, share that with me because like I need help in that area. I would love to create a new, like pre-retirement was another one, but that's more of a planning kind of thing. I don't know, we'll think about that. But if you got something, share it with the Shan. So I hope you folks enjoyed this a little bit on the vision board, and I really hope that you guys get to do it. Drop in the comments if you've done one before. Share with us some of the things that you've put on your vision board and maybe have come to life, right? I love to hear that. I love to see that people are doing it, and not only that, they're getting the results from that. And in the end, that is really my goal, is that you start seeing that forward motion, that traction in your life, and that's what I really want for you. So before you leave, if you like what you got, I know this is just the beginning. There is so much more. Check out my Instagram. You can start to get to know what the Shan is, who the Shan is, and I hope you come back and subscribe to the channel and click on those notifications so that you can get notified every single Sunday when these videos are coming out and you can have Sunday church with Shan. All right.